Lawyers for Hunter Biden met with the Justice Department yesterday to discuss the criminal investigation into the president's son.
Now, here's what's happening. The DOJ is looking into potential tax crimes and Biden making a false statement when purchasing a gun. Now, Hunter Biden has maintained his innocence and has not yet been charged.
CBS News Homeland Security and Justice reporter Nicole Sganga is following this case for us from Washington. Nicole, investigations have been hanging over Hunter Biden's head for years. What does this mean now that his lawyers are speaking directly to the Justice Department in this way?
Yeah, Adriana, Errol, good to be with you. And the president's son may not be your typical potential defendant, but, this sort of meeting with prosecutors is in accordance with policy and practice historically. I mean, defense attorneys can request this kind of meeting for an update on the case. In this particular case, we know they met with officials from the Justice Department's tax division, as well as officials from the U.S. Attorney's Office in Delaware. I mean, reading the legal tea leaves here, always a challenge, but the Hunter Biden legal team could have used this as an opportunity to try and persuade lawyers from the Justice Department to not continue on in pursuing some of those charges. You mentioned them before. Ultimately, though, it comes down to one person. That person's name is David Weiss, and he is the Trump-appointed U.S. attorney in Delaware, and he has been overseeing this investigation.
CBS viewers will know that there was the IRS whistleblower who is claiming he knows things about politics interfering with what the IRS has been overseeing as it relates to Hunter Biden. We don't believe there's any connection to what's happening here, but there haven't been many public updates about the DOJ probe. Is that unusual for this kind of case?
I mean, not necessarily, Errol. High-profile investigations in cases like this one do take time. It is a sign that prosecutors are still weighing charges here. You mentioned there haven't been any big public developments, but we did learn of that sort of narrowing of potential charges last year. To remind our viewers, 2 misdemeanor counts of failure to file taxes, a felony count of tax evasion, and a potential felony charge related to false statements made about a firearm purchase, what federal agents often refer to as lying and buying. We should note on that last one, though, that prosecutors have a lot of discretion when it comes to that possible charge. So still a lot up in the air right now.
Nicole, if he's convicted, what kind of penalty could he face? And, this week, the worst kept secret in the country or the world finally was revealed with President Biden announcing his reelection. How could this case, as it moves forward, impact Joe Biden's reelection campaign?
Yeah, Adriana, it's a little too soon to say exactly what sort of sentencing Hunter Biden would face. In general, a tax evasion conviction can bring up to 5 years in prison and a maximum fine of $100,000. In that case, prosecutors would have to show that a person, in this case Hunter Biden, intended to avoid paying taxes. It's the intention that's important there. On that worst kept secret, I think many people on the left will try to argue that this is a distraction from issues that the American people care about, be it health care, the economy, immigration reform. But the reality is that if charges are pressed, and that remains a big if, it could make its way into an opponent's stump speech. In fact, we've seen this movie before. When this investigation first picked up in 2018, it soon became central to then President Donald Trump's reelection campaign. It was something that then candidate Joe Biden had to address on multiple debate stages. That being said, we are still 18 months away from November of 2024. That is, as you know, a lifetime and a half in politics. So we will see just how much oxygen this sucks out of the room that is this already heating up election ahead of 2024.
All right, Nicole Sganga, thank you so much.
Thanks, Nicole.
Thank you.